Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And I always, for all of you, or for some of you that have been following this channel for a few years now, there's one thing I've always said about Ben Simmons. And what have I been saying about Ben Simmons? I've been saying that Ben Simmons is wasting everybody's time. And what was happening back then was this. You had a group of fellows that were making excuses for him and essentially babying him. Right? They were trying to deflect some of the justified criticism for the lack of improvement in his basketball game. And it got so pathetic that some of them were now saying, just imagine, people were actually saying this, well, he doesn't really need to shoot. Ben doesn't need to shoot. It got that disgusting. And now we've all reached the point where Ben Simmons, from what I understand and according to some of the reports, has now been relegated to becoming a bench player to come off the bench. That's where Ben Simmons is at the moment. And yesterday, they were discussing this on PTI, pardon the interruption, with Michael Wilbon. And when it was Michael Wilbon's time to talk about Ben Simmons, I think he gave a harsh reality about the current state of affairs Ben Simmons finds himself in. So for those of you who missed what Mike Wilbon had to say, we want to play for you now, and then we're going to come back and react to it. So take a listen to what he had to say here.
Tony, Ben Simmons is not Ben Simmons anymore. And I'm going to credit a couple of players, guys I work with and like a lot, who played about 30 years total in the NBA together. And that'd be Jalen Rose and Kendrick Perkins. And they both said weeks ago, he's never going to be an all-star again. Whatever has happened there has fundamentally changed him. And at the time, people thought they were being harsh. No, they weren't being harsh. They just were ahead of it. And being former players, they could recognize it more quickly. So Ben Simmons, this is sad to me. It's sad what has happened or not happening with Ben Simmons. But Tony, more importantly, I'm going to take a second here, go through the bell. Kevin Durant said afterward, he looked at the starting lineup they've got, Tone, in which I would say that you would be hard-pressed to identify by sight any of the people in the starting lineup besides Kevin Durant. He said, look at our starting lineup. You expect us to win because I'm out there? And by the way, this sounds harsh, and Kevin said going into this, I don't mean any disrespect, but of course, it was conveyed, and by the way, it was accurate. They're not going to win with that lineup out there. KD's right. He's averaging 30 points plus a game. I think 32 a game. Stop it. The Nets are dreadful. There's no more benefit of the doubt. There's no more big three. Kyrie may play Sunday. I don't expect them to go on a run. The Nets are in big trouble. And Ben Simmons is not the guy who was drafted first and we saw become an all-star and once averaged like 18 points a game. Now we're like getting happy because he scored 11 in a game? Man, they're in trouble.
So you heard what Michael Wilbon had to say here. Let's take it a step further. You know, Ben Simmons is just somebody that, you know, I just can't make excuses for him. Ben Simmons is going on some platforms and people try to baby him, make excuses for him. That's your business, right? You don't want to hold people accountable. People should be earning money. They really shouldn't be delivering results. And we want to explain it away. Well, you know, it's because of this. We need to because of that. When we live in a result driven world, and you got to produce. And if you don't produce, people have a right to talk about it and question you on it. You know why? Because you're being compensated to produce. And I said that you can tell the lack of seriousness Ben Simmons has in his game when you compare him to other players that have come into the NBA that have been excelling. Go look at Giannis Antetokounmpo. Look at Giannis's numbers. Giannis came into the NBA. He was averaging around 6.9 points per game his first year. Go look at Giannis's numbers now. Look at Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball, who could barely shoot. He had to fix his shot. Look at him. Look at Brandon Ingram. He's a player that improved. Look at Pascal Siakam. Look at Paul George. Look at look at John Morant. John Morant is already improving. Look at Luka Doncic. But in the case of Ben Simmons, all we've been getting is excuses. Ben Simmons, when he entered the NBA, he was averaging 15.8 points per game, shooting 54% from the field, shooting 56% from the free throw line, wasn't making any threes. If you were looking at his assists that season, he was averaging 8.2 assists, and he was getting 8.1 rebounds. He did well. The following season, he bumped up his scoring. Then the following season, his scoring went down. The season before that, which was his last season with the Philadelphia 76ers, He averaged 14 points per game that season, shooting 55% from the field, 30% from the three. He attempted 0.2 threes. I'm going to get to that in a moment. And he was averaging about 7.2 rebounds, 6.9 assists, and 1.6 steals this season in 25 minutes per game. After showing us all of these clips of Ben Simmons shooting in scrimmages and practices, shoot-arounds, Ben Simmons is scoring 5.8 points per game this season on 48% shooting, 0% shooting from the three, 47% shooting from the free throw line, which is about 13%, 14 percentage points down from last season. It's getting you 6.1 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 2.2 turnovers, which is good actually, and 1.1 steals per game. Now, let me give you guys something else, and I want another stat about Ben Simmons. Another stat about Ben Simmons. As y'all know, the NBA today is being dominated by the three-point line. And the quicker you incorporate the three-point shot into your basketball game, the better your chances are at remaining in the NBA. So for the people that were sitting up here talking about, no, he doesn't need to improve his outside shooting, you could tell that they were absolute neophytes when it comes to basketball. They had no idea what the hell they were talking about. They were just busy twerking it up for Ben Simmons. That's all. That's all. The industry that you're in requires you to have a certain skill set, which Ben Simmons has not developed whatsoever. Let me give you guys a stat about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has been in the NBA. Let me just look at it quickly. He's been in the NBA for 4 full seasons. This year, make it his 5th season. In 5 seasons. Do you know how many three-pointers Ben Simmons has made? Ben Simmons has made 5 three-pointers in 5 seasons. 5. In 5 seasons. That number alone should tell you everything you need to know about Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is not serious. He's not serious. You see, people want to make it about what happened in Philly. The fact of the matter is Ben Simmons wasn't improving even before that happened in Philly. This is the part that these people do not want to address, and we need to get to that part. Ben Simmons was already regressing in 2019, 2020 when his numbers started to dip. By 2021, he already dropped off by 2 percentage points. So what are you talking about? It was something that happened there. No, this thing was already happening. But nevertheless, you have people like Skip Bayless on TV talking about, oh, you see, that's the thing about Skip. You notice I don't pay too much attention to Skip Bayless these days anymore. I'm just kind of, Skip saw more potential and upside in Ben Simmons than he sees in Giannis. That's the joke of it all. So to me, listen, Michael Wilbon was 100% on the money. I think Ben Simmons is wasting everybody's time. I truly believe that. 100% believe it. And that's I'm not coming off of that. Now, some people want to make excuses for it. Listen, everybody's going through different things in life. Some things you don't know. So don't assume that, oh, well, you've never been in that. So you don't know what people have been in. So please cut it out. You don't know the trauma that people have been in. So cut it out. For the people of what he's been through this. Do you know what other people have been going through that have excelled at a very high level? Cut it out with your nonsense. Please. Please. Like, there are examples in the NBA of players that have actually experienced harsh realities and some very trying times, but their mental focus helped them to continue to forge forward. Michael Jordan lost his father. He kept on performing at a high level. Kobe Bryant was fighting a court case. He kept on performing at a high level. Kawhi Leonard lost his father, if I'm not mistaken. That didn't stop him from developing into a fantastic NBA player. And there have been other players that have been going. So spare me with the excuses. Spare me with it for the people that are going to bring it up. I have no patience for it. These are my thoughts and opinions. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.